Government does not have the capacity to generate and produce power for the whole country.
Making sense of it all so that you can get a cladder picture.
I've collected 500 billion, and I can only show you boreholes.
It's politics.
For me, it is what I call Iberiberism. I beg your pardon. Go and search for it, my friend.
It's current affairs.
4 years course, metamorphosing into 6 years.
And news that
affects you.
What an academic, yo. In their leadership, rococo, leadership, brababare.
It's all the serious stuff,
but with a light-hearted twist.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
And I'm Aghogho.
Join us 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Right here.
On Hard Facts. On Hard Facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Aghogho is in a quick meeting, and he'll be joining us before the show is over. Welcome to the show. A wonderful thing happened to a young Nigerian man on Twitter. Yes, this guy is an artist. I'm sure you've probably seen it on Facebook or WhatsApp right now, but if you haven't seen it, it's going to come around eventually. He's an artist, and he posted a fantastic drawing of Donald Trump, the U.S. president. It was done completely in ballpoint pen with shading and 3D contouring. Truly amazing work. Truly hyper-realistic work. Hyper-realist work. You know, it was done with just pen, biro. And guess what? Donald Trump saw it. Yep. The U.S. president gave this young Nigerian man a shout out, and he congratulated him on his amazing talent. Trump tweeted, "Not only did I see it, I think it is fantastic. You are an wonderful artist. Never give up on your dream." It must be amazing for that kid to get his work seen by the U.S. president. If I were him, I'll print that thing, I'll laminate it, I'll put it on my wall. People will say it's Photoshop, but who cares what they have to say? Here on Hard Facts, we want you to see our work. You are the most important person to Aghogho and myself. We are here every weekday to give you the best insights into today's most important topics. We bring them to you, we break them down, we give you the facts, and you can form an informed opinion. And any show you miss, you can catch online. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We've got a great show for you today. We're starting with the big three: overcrowding and electrocution at Ikoyi prison. That's our first story. Our second story: Buhari and Amechi endorse the Transportation University. That's a big conversation. Everyone's talking about that. And that's what the big three is. Stories that everyone's talking about right now. And NUC discovers 100 fake professors in Nigerian universities. That story also coming up today on the Big Three. On Community U Report, we're celebrating World Disability Day. December 3rd every year is International Day of Disabled Persons. And so Chukwudi will be leading a roundtable discussion with the stakeholders on the theme, The Future is Possible. Yes, that's happening today at 4 on Community U Report. It's going to be great. Look forward to that. And on the Big Hard Fact, we're going to have a conversation about border closure. We have inflation at high numbers, and we have the Minister of Finance who have said that the border closure caused it. Yes, let's have a conversation with a few guests, shall we? At 5 o'clock today. After that, we'll hand you over to Rufai Oseni for conversations with Rufai. As usual, all of the big stories happening around the world in the world of business, sports, entertainment will come as updates as the show goes along from our fantastic newsroom. But let's get right into the big three.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You know what to expect on the Big Three. I already told you there's stories that everyone is talking about right now. What can be done to improve the condition of our prisons? Do we need a dedicated transportation university? And how come the universities hired fake professors? Let's get into the stories. The cell where 5 inmates were electrocuted to death yesterday in Ikoyi Custodial Center was overcrowded beyond capacity. This was a statement from the Comptroller General of the Nigeria Correctional Service, Jafaru Ahmed. According to Ahmed, the deaths of the 5 inmates was an unprecedented tragedy in the history of the service, and he commiserated with the families of the deceased. Ahmed revealed that the cell in which the electrocution took place was designed for 35 inmates, but at the time of the incident, housed 140. He went on to say that the correctional facility itself was built for 800 inmates, but currently holds 3,113. He has called for an investigation into the incident. Terrible tragedy. A society is judged by how it treats its poorest, but also how it treats its prisoners. It's often very easy for people to decide that criminals do not have rights, but they do. There's something that the Comptroller General said that you need to hear. He said that that out of the 3,113 inmates in Ikoyi Custodial Center, 2,680 are awaiting trial. That's 86% of them. And they're being kept in overcrowded conditions at risk of sickness and electrocution, and they have not even been tried. They may all be innocent. Think about this. Think about it. Out of every 7 inmates in that prison, only 1 has been found guilty. Meanwhile, that prison, 4 times the number of inmates it was built for is what it currently has. It has 4 times the number of inmates that it was built for. So imagine yourself. Think about it, because we can think of this and it's some random person that has no face. But it could easily be you. The police arrests you. They charge you with a crime. You're innocent, but it happens. You'll have your day in court. No shaking, no lily. Now you're waiting for that chance to clear your name. And they take you to the Ikoyi Custodial Center, and you are packed into a room with 150 people, 150 other people. Remember when we had Kelly Blind on the show? He told us that they made them sit and spread their legs, and somebody else would sit between the legs of the person who's spread their legs, just the way you stack chairs, right? And they keep sitting like that, until there's no more space in the room. A room that is built for only 45. You are stuffed inside like a sardine. You have to stand or sit or sleep with your bare body, touching people that you don't know. You're sharing a bucket as a toilet with 150 people. Imagine the sanitary conditions. Imagine the health conditions. And then one day, there's a power surge, and some of you are electrocuted. But you shouldn't have been there to begin with. And it begs the question, why? Why are our prisons so poorly maintained? Why does the corrections service keep inmates in overcrowded conditions? Why is there a culture of poor treatment of prisoners? Do you think anyone going into these prisons can come out reformed and better than they went in? Our numbers are 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993, 01277 3993. I'll take your thoughts via Facebook as well. Nigeria Info at 99.3. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. I am Sandra Ezekwesili.
Stay right here on the Big 3 on 99.3 Nigeria Info. is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
27 minutes to 4 Lagos. Good afternoon. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Our first story today, a very terrible one, overcrowding and electrocution at the Ikoyi prison. And it led me to ask you a number of questions. Why are our prisons so poorly maintained? Why does the correction service keep inmates in overcrowded conditions? Why is there a culture of poor treatment of prisoners? Do you think anybody who goes into a Nigerian prison can come out reformed and better than they went in? This is because the Comptroller General said that out of the 3,113 inmates in Ikoyi Custodial Center, 2,680 are awaiting trial. They are awaiting trial. So 86% of the people who are currently in the Ikoyi Custodial Center are awaiting trial. And they're being kept in overcrowded conditions. They are at risk of sickness. They are at risk of electrocution. And they have not even been tried. They may all be innocent. Think about it. Out of every 7 inmates in that prison, only 1 has been found guilty. Meanwhile, that prison has 4 times the number of inmates that it was built for. The room is built for only 45, and it has more than 150 people packed in it. Just imagine that. You're driving somewhere, police stops you, arrests you, charges you for something. You say, no wahala, I will go with you, I will go to court. And your day in court never comes. And you're waiting for your chance in court. And they pack you in with like a sardine with 150 other people. You're standing, you're sitting, you're sleeping with your bare body, touching people that you don't know. You'd just be like sardine inside there. You're sharing bucket as toilet with 150 people. Imagine the sanitary conditions. Imagine the health conditions. And then one day, there's a power surge, and 5 of you are electrocuted. And you shouldn't even have been there to begin with. Why? Why? Why does the correction service keep inmates in overcrowded conditions? Why is there a culture of poor treatment of prisoners? And do you think anybody who goes into these prisons can come out reformed and better than they went in? 01277-0993, 01277-1993, 01277-2993, and 01277-3993. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm okay. And you?
Not very well. What's your name?
I'm Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Sunday.
Yeah, I've been hearing your voice, how you've been boiling all this while. I know it's not just only you. I will tell you that it's equally we Nigerians, we felt it too. It's annoying that a country like this, with the situation we are into, is just too lawless. Nigeria is a lawless country. I must tell you the facts. If it happens, we are able to put down our laws in place. We shouldn't be saying this as it is for now. But it's unfortunate that such things are happening where people are not guilty of crimes, finding 100% of innocent people in prisons and awaiting trials, and they are not even tried.
86%. Hello, Chris. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My dear sister, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I'm just asking myself one question, and I wish I can find answer to the question. The question is this. This particular 5 inmates that just passed on, what if at the end of the day they are innocent? What becomes the fate of the family members of the deceased?
Good question.
And also, in the end of all this whole thing, I mean, as much as I know, I was made to understand that it's only the living that stand trial. So, what actually will be the fate of every other inmate there after this whole incident yesterday? Honestly, my dear, just like the other caller said, And let me not be too hard on my country, but my dear, certainly there is everything is wrong about Nigeria.
I agree with you. Tokumbo is in Festac. Hello, Tokumbo.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sandra.
Yes.
How are you today?
Well, as good as I can be, I guess.
Good. Sandra, gosh. I mean, I was just listening to you, depicting the pictures of the prison. And my understanding is it's supposed to be a center for recreation. I mean, sorry, for
correction.
For correction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can people get correction in that kind of environment?
Good question.
I mean, look. Okay, then you said it could be me, it could be you. Assuming it's not even you and I. These are Nigerians, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Black lives matter. Nigerian lives matter. I mean, I was just picturing the gory tale of what you've been saying. I mean, it's better imagined than seen or than
experience,
or than
definitely.
experiencing, because come on, one toilet for how many people? How on earth? Where in the world will you see that, Sandra?
Nigeria.
No, this has to stop. I mean, I'm appealing to the House of Reps. They are hearing us right now.
Yeah.
To just look at this matter and take some very draconian measures to get this corrected. These people, if they come out of that place, I don't think they can get correction. I mean, they would rather come out and become even more hardened, I guess. Our lives matter, Sandra, and it's important that we say this, that we say it, and that we say it again. Thank you.
Thanks for calling me. Our second story, President Muhammad Buhari yesterday commissioned the Transportation University in Daura, Katsina State. Also in attendance was Transport Minister Rotimi Amechi, who said the university was his brainchild, and so was the decision to site it in Daura, which happens to be the president's hometown. Buhari and Amechi both said the aim of the university will be to train Nigerians in railway engineering and other technical and administrative skills that will be needed to expand and maintain our transportation infrastructure. Amechi said the university is being built by Chinese construction company CCECC as part of their corporate social responsibility. So, the transport minister said a few things about this university, and I want to list all of them one by one so that we can discuss them, right? So just bear with me, hear me out. He said the Chinese are building the university because he required them to. According to Amechi, when it was time for him to approve CCECC's contract for the Lagos-Ibadan rail line, he told the Chinese he would only sign if they agreed to do three things. Number one, enroll Nigerians in Chinese universities to learn transportation technology. Number two, build a factory here in Nigeria to make rail coaches and other railway tech. Number three, build the transportation university so that in the future we don't need to send Nigerians abroad to learn transport tech and transport administration. So they also asked Amechi about why he's putting the school in Daura, and he asked, isn't Daura part of Nigeria? Now, of course, there's criticism of the plan, right? And this particular criticism of this plan, the minister did not answer. The criticism is, why build a new university? Why not ask the Chinese to invest that money into existing universities that already have transportation courses? Those who have criticized this have said, if it had been done that way, the same amount of money would have created more capacity in our universities to teach transport tech. Also, there's the issue of overhead. A new university will mean new running costs going forward. And I have to ask you what you think of this particular story, especially of the 3 conditions that Rotimi Amechi gave the CCECC. Are you happy to see the Nigerian government making these types of demands? If you had been the transport minister and you could demand that the Chinese invest in 3 things, what would they have been? If you had been the transport minister and it was up to you to demand that the Chinese invest in 3 things, what would they have been? Think about it. What do you think of the idea of a transport university to increase capacity? Would you choose a new university or would you choose investing in the existing ones? 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993, and 01277 3993. Everybody who calls gets 1 minute 30 seconds so that we can take as many calls as possible. 1 minute 30 seconds, that's what you get. Don't forget that our 01277 0993 line is for our female callers. 01277 0993, that's for our female callers. When you call, you get 1 minute 30 seconds. And yes, you can still comment on the first story about the Ikoyi Correctional Center. Hello? 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 Oh, sorry about that. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name?
I'm calling from Malimo.
Afam, welcome.
Yes. I think the 3 conditions that Rotimi gave was perfectly in order.
Okay.
And in this life, there is nothing you do that people will not criticize. Even if the university was cited in heaven, Nigerians will still criticize why was it cited in heaven. It is easier to build a new university than to start, in fact, adjusting and putting structures in already existing ones. At the end of the day, you will send the money there, you won't see anything done.
Okay.
Money will go, no university, nothing will be developed in the already existing universities. Our debt will be increasing. But this one now is a new structure. If they are working on it, you'll be seeing it. If they are not working, you'll be seeing it. So please, they should allow Amechi. There's nothing you do that put Nigeria to not criticize. Nobody is perfect.
Okay. Thanks for calling me, Afam. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Turn your radio down.
My name is Uzezi. I'm calling from Ijaniki.
All right. Oh, go ahead. I can hear feedback. I don't know what that is.
Of course, of the radio. Listen.
Okay, fantastic.
What stopped Amechi from taking that transportation university to the railway college here in Ebute Metta, Lagos? Upgrade the facilities there, since it's all about the rails, so to say, right now. What stops them from upgrading the one in Ebute Metta here? There's a training college there, same transportation, engineering, and other things. What stops him from looking at that, and then building up, because that is an obsolete school, so to say. Okay. So let the Chinese upgrade the one in Ebute Metta instead of going to Daura, because I consider it a waste of fun and just mere political prostitution. Thank you.
Okay, political prostitution, he says. Okay, hello.
Hello, good
yes,
afternoon.
Thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
Yes, so my name is Bolan from Beche.
Hello, Bolan.
Well, I eventually want to talk about the correctional facility.
Go ahead.
It's quite unfortunate that most of the inmates, some of them have actually finished serving their time. But they are not being released.
I see.
Some don't even have the time. Their time, their case has not even been attended to.
That's right.
You understand? And they put all of them in one place. The electrocution that happened recently to some of the inmates, I'm sure it's part of governmental indiscipline to check and see that things are going well there. You understand? Yes, they've changed the name, not just the name, but they should change the infrastructure. They should change the policies of how they manage these correctional facilities. That is what we're asking the government to do. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling to share your thoughts with me. Our final Big 3 story. The National Universities Council, NUC, says it uncovered about 100 fake professors currently employed by universities across the country. The Punch attributes this claim to the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Professor Abubakar Rashid. According to the Punch, Rashid revealed this in the November edition of the Commissioner's Bulletin, claiming that the fraud was detected when the Commission required all lecturers to upload their CVs to its website. The Commission urged universities to double their efforts to crack down on fraud and malpractice. Yet another university scandal. Now, one reason why this story is very important. Remember that right now, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, is fighting the federal government over IPPIS, EPs. And the main argument that the lecturers are making is that they do not need government taking their autonomy in the name of checking for ghost workers because they can be trusted to monitor themselves. But now, we see this story being carried by the Punch, where these same universities were unable to detect fraud by fake professors. And you have observers asking, how could the universities not know? They're all connected to each other, both in Nigeria and abroad. It's very easy for a university to check the academic background of a student or a staff. If she said she got her PhD from a university in Uganda, you, the school, just need to contact the university in Uganda and they'll tell you yes or no. So the question becomes, if universities could not detect fake degrees, can they be trusted to detect ghost workers instead of using IPs? Now, we've seen all kinds coming out of our universities: sex scandals, bribery scandals, forgery scandals, all from universities. Can we still claim that our universities are centers of excellence? Why is there so much corruption in the universities? What can be done to tackle it? If universities were unable to detect fake professors, can they be trusted to detect ghost workers? Remember that you get 1 minute, 30 seconds on the show. So we've got 5 more minutes, which means we can take at least 3 calls until the show ends, the segment ends, because coming up, we're going to have conversations about people who are living with disability. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Yeah, Sandra, Barry.
All right, Barry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think universities can be trusted.
Okay.
What is the percentage of the 100 out of the number of, we're talking about professors we have? Because with what the narrative you gave, you will discover that something is fishy somewhere. And this government always has, they're synonymous with this idea of, if they don't have their way, a lot of things will go down on your head. So I don't want to talk about that. But I think I want to talk about this prison issue.
Okay.
It's just a case of having people that doesn't know what leadership is all about.
Okay.
We once heard about the lecturer, the sting operation, and what we got was that the lady alleged that there was threat, to her life, and nothing was done. We've heard about the pastor of Foursquare, and maybe very soon that will be the end of that deal. A sting operation was conducted just a few weeks back, with the prisons. Had it been those that has a responsibility to monitor or do the need in the prisons took off? Has it been heads we are made to roll? I don't think this particular
problem would have happened again.
Have happened. But it's because we have people that are so vindictive that doesn't want to look at the content of something, but they would like to throw the baby with the bath.
All right, thanks for calling me. Your time's up. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Haruna. I'm calling from Lekki.
Haruna, your time has started. Go ahead.
Please, Sandra, in short, it saddens me to hear that human lives are treated like a thing. Not even a living thing, like a thing. Because this is a country where cows are taken and they are respected and taken like gold. And human lives mean nothing to these people. I don't know. In short, it saddens me. I feel like crying.
Please don't cry, Haruna. Thanks for calling me. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Elisha speaking from...
Elisha, welcome. Your time has started. Go.
Yeah, let me say I'm not actually surprised on what happened in that Ikoyi prison.
Okay.
Let me take you back what the experience I had in 2011. I happened to be there for no just reason, which I got to it whereby I was able to ask a few inmates there question like how did they get to be there. One said to me that he was accommodating somebody, not knowing that that person was a robber. So on their way on a mission one night, he was being arrested. Then they asked him, "Where are you living?" He directed them, he gave them the address. Now, when they got to the house, they knocked. This guy came out. He said, "You know this guy?" He said, "Yes." He said, "You know this guy is a robber?" He said, "No, he's not aware of it." And they said, "Oh yeah, come on, follow us. You are harboring an armed robber." And it was like, the guy was like, "Please, can you allow me to tell my neighbor that, someone that I'm about to go into the station?" He said, "If you do feel we are going to kill you here and walk away, nobody will question us." That was how they took that guy to SAS. He was there 2 weeks before I got there. And there's another one. He said they just picked him on the street from Abuja and they brought him from Abuja down to Lagos. He said nobody was aware of it. Now, do you know how many people that are inside there? And in Abuja, they might have declared that guy missing. And this same police will say that we are going to look into it. Madam or father, we are doing our possible best. In fact, everything within our power and outside our power to make sure that we find your son. Whereas they are the one that got him arrested and transferred him down to Lagos. This system is just so corrupt that they don't even care about our citizens anymore. Thank you very much, Sandra.
Thanks for calling to share this harrowing story with me. It begs the question, where do we go from here? When is enough going to be enough? Where do we start? Where does it end? When does it end? Let's talk about International Day for Persons Living with Disability next. I am Sandra Ezekwesili.
99.3 Nigeria Info.